Hello, Virgo, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of June 15th through the 21st. And during that time, we will have a waning gibbous moon, and that's a good time for self-reflection, rebirth, a good time to make positive changes, and just gives us the potential to grow. So get rid of any bad habits and negative thinking that you have, and then we'll move into the last quarter moon on the 19th. And while that self reflection continues, it's a really good time then to just release what no longer serves us. A good time to start to get ready for new beginnings, taking responsibility for past actions, and just kind of letting go of things. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Virgo. So please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, Virgo, your overall message: confidence is your key to success. And most Virgos I know are very confident, so shouldn't be a problem there, right? And Virgo, since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button right there. It really helps my channel. It's super, super easy for you to do. So I will give you just a moment to do that right now. Thank you so, so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I appreciate you. So thank you so much. All right. And my weekly reminder this week is that you notice the synchronicities that are going on around you. So if this is not something that you normally do, and I'm not just saying this week, but every week really, but the universe is dropping those little breadcrumbs for you on your unique path every single day. And this could come in the way of, animals. We'll take those cards. Animals that you may encounter. This could be repeating numbers or number patterns, maybe a song that you overhear or a conversation. And, I'll use animals as the example today, only because yesterday, I spent a lot of time in my yard and doing gardening and things. And yesterday, I was fascinated to watch birds chasing after a squirrel. So they're running, the squirrel's running through the tree and going from tree to tree. And these blackbirds are just attacking this poor squirrel. And well, I'm not sure what the squirrel did, honestly. I was wondering who's the bad guy in this situation, but the patience of these birds. So the squirrel got up in the top of this tree, and there was kind of a nest looking thing. I don't know if the squirrels made it or the birds or what, but he was hidden in there. And these birds just patiently waited and waited and waited for the squirrel. And he would pop his head out and they'd go crazy and and he'd get back in. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you this is I feel like when I see an animal encounter like that, I really have to look in my own life and think, is there some situation right now where I'm supposed to be patient before I attack? Who am I in that situation? Am I the squirrel? Am I hiding out trying not to get attacked? So I will take that situation, and I honestly, I don't know the answer to it yet. And it could be that I witnessed that really just to tell you about it. Maybe there's someone out there that needs to hear the story or that sort of encounter. But actually it got so late, I didn't even watch the end of it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the squirrel did to deserve that sort of attack. But those birds were being so very patient. I just didn't realize birds could be that patient. Anyway, synchronicities, things like that, that happen that you get to witness, which I think are just miracles of nature, but also can apply. There's like a reason you get to witness those things, that they do apply in your own life. And we have so many cards flying out. I am going to take them all, Virgo. Let's get right into this reading. June 15th through the 21st. Confidence is your key to success. Virgo, your overall present energy is the Two of Pentacles here. So it looks like you're in a situation where you're kind of juggling things. You're juggling things in your material world. You're just trying to keep everything going. I always like to look at the water in the background of this card. Things are a little bit chaotic and you're just trying to keep it together. And that's okay. We all go through those phases like that. Your current situation is the 8 here of Cups. So it looks like you're moving forward while you're trying to keep everything together. You are also kind of venturing out and looking for something. This could be that maybe your job situation is not what you want it to be, and you're actually out looking for a new job. It looks like you have some emotional support behind you. You've got this kind of support at your back, but you're seeking something at this point. It could be emotional, it could be material, like I said with this, but there's some cause here. It's like something has happened. We'll see what your past card comes up, but something has caused you to kind of be in seeking mode, that you're kind of looking for some sort of change. At the root of your situation here is the Three of Cups. So at the root is maybe some sort of celebration. And it could be something that's coming up. It doesn't, even though it's at the root of your situation, it could be there's a celebration coming up and you need to make a change. You need to juggle. Maybe there's a wedding that you have to pay for. You're thinking already about juggling finances and doing things that you need to do to get ready. There may be something that you're planning. Maybe you have a big birthday coming up and you're trying to make some sort of change, for like a big milestone birthday for yourself. It could be anything, but some sort of celebration, that's kind of causing you again to kind of juggle and keep things going, even though things are turbulent there, but also to be seeking on the emotional level. In your recent past, Virgo, is the Six of Cups. So this is interesting. This a lot of cups on the table, first off, but this our Six of Cups can sometimes be a card about reminiscing and childhood, and a lot of times this could be someone from your past that enters into the picture, or causes you to think in a particular way, changes your way of thinking. It could be that you ran into them and had a conversation, and again, it's changing something for you, or for positive or negative, but there's some sort of something there. And that's also kind of an enjoy the moment card as well. That it could be some sort of catalyst for change for you there. But it could just be just enjoying the moment. But a lot of cups, a lot of kind of emotional, um, there's a lot of feelings with you going on. This is a very feeling week for you. On your mind this week is the Ace of Swords. So this is kind of an aha moment. And this could be this aha moment or breakthrough as you're on this quest. And again, maybe to solve whatever this material juggling, there could be some breakthrough that comes through, and it could be from this person in the past that maybe offers an idea. If your situation is financial, and it could be someone that says, hey, there's a job over here that's perfect for you, opens up and kind of changes your world. But again, they're seeking, and you are going to have some sort of aha moment that's going to change things and send you off into a new direction. So in your initial future here, 10 of Wands, so some sort of ending. Which again, if this is, and it doesn't have to be job related, but I'm kind of using that as an example. Of course, tarot is a template. This situation could kind of template over a lot of different areas of your life. So for some of you specifically, it may be a job situation, and this is an ending. This could be where you're like, okay, I'm done here. I've had this idea, this new information has come into me, and you may go ahead and make that change, wrap up some job situation, and move on to the next job. Of course, keep in mind, confidence is your key to success. Again, I don't see that being an issue with Virgos. You guys tend to be pretty confident anyway. In your advice position is the Tower. So interesting that that's in your advice. Tower is a disruption. And if you're going to leave a job and start a new one, that's certainly a disruption. But the fact that it's in your advice position is almost like it's a welcome disruption. It's the disruptor that you need. It may feel a little bit chaotic for a while. Again, you're going to be confident through this whole thing. This is a decision, that you're making. It's come in, and it's scary. If you're going to make a big change, you've got some big ending. To make some big change in your life, that's scary, and of course it's chaotic, because we get so used to the status quo and the way things are, that making a big change like that it is a disruption. But breathe through it. Confidence, you're going to be confident through this whole thing that yes, you've made the right decision. Otherwise the series of events that has happened to you wouldn't have happened in the manner that they have. So don't get too focused on thinking about things that are happening this week. Try to think about the future, put it out a little bit, like this is going to calm down. Next week's going to be better, the week after that even better. I'm sure if you're making a change like this, and perhaps it's financial, that yeah, things will get better. If you took a job for more money, your finances are going to improve. What is beyond your control is feeling a little bit like an outsider, and here we are back at Pentacles. So and maybe it is beyond your control to feel like you want to make more money and you're feeling like an outsider for whatever reason. You could be comparing yourself to someone in your past. You know, I always say don't do that. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't make comparisons like that. But you know, I could read these cards in this manner. You know, you were at a class reunion, the celebration, you ran into someone from your past. You're, you know, they're telling you how successful you are, and maybe they tell you about some sort of job opening or something that works for your situation, and you're thinking, oh, I'm juggling all this. I'm going to end this job, get this new job over here. It's a disruption. Oh, I feel like an outsider financially, right? So you could read it, the whole thing in that, almost like a story that plays out, right? Um, Again, for some of you, it may be that. For some, it may be that you're seeking something else out here too. It might not be job related at all. This could be about a house, you know, but something is kind of coming through with your material world for sure. What is your secret desire? What you're trying to avoid? So, more pentacles here with our stability card, right? Is it your secret desire to not feel like an outsider here, but to have that feeling of stability? You know, and that's good. If you're going to get through this chaos this week of this tower and making this big change, um, you know, that's if that's your goal. I doubt if you're trying to avoid stability. I don't know anyone who's like, no, I don't want this stable life. That's not the life for me. I mean, I think most people are trying to get to a place where they feel stable. So just keep plugging away at what you're doing there. In your outcome position is the 3 of Pentacles. Well, look at this. And this can be the card of, you know, this is about collaboration and coming together. Also, we've got 2 3s on the table now. So look up angel number 33 and see if that means anything to your situation this week. But this is a card of collaboration, and many times this is about work. This is about, you know, a tradesman doing a job and having clients on the other end, and they're discussing things that might get changed and happen in this card. Hold on just a second. Excuse me for the sneezies. Oh, I've got a little summer cold going on this week, and my nose is so tickly. So excuse me. Anyway, so 3 of Pentacles here. And, you know, this is about collaboration. Look at all the pentacles that are showing up and all the different feelings you're having. Of course, you can't just sneeze once. All the different feelings you're having when it comes to, you know, you're feeling this juggling feeling. You're feeling like an outsider. You want stability. And here you are getting to come together and collaborate when it comes to pentacles. So, very interesting. I think for a lot of you, this may be actually job related and brought on again by something in your past that comes through, some sort of idea that's triggered by either thinking about something from your past or running into someone from your past. Hidden from you this week is the Hermit card. And isn't that the actual Virgo card? I've got to learn these. For some reason I cannot remember the astrology of the cards like that. I study it. It just doesn't stick, but I do think the Hermit is the Virgo. So correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, but that's hidden from you. This inner searching, and it's almost like the outer world has there's so much going on for you that you're not even going to have time for this kind of inner searching. But the fact that it's hidden from you and I'm bringing it to your attention, you may want to take a little bit of time, even if it's just a little bit of time every day, maybe just before you go to sleep, and, you know, try to get 5 minutes of just meditation and calm and kind of inner searching a little bit to help you kind of manage and get through this, because that is certainly won't come naturally to you this week. It is hidden from you. So keep that in mind. Let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Oh, my nose is still so tickly right now. Final message for Virgo as they get through this tower. We strengthen your gifts, which, you know, only you know what those are. Well, let's get this set up so that card wants to stay there. So yeah, strengthen your gifts this week, and whatever that might be for you. And again, this going within, that might just be the secret to kind of keeping your calm as you're going through what obviously looks like some sort of disruption. Although, again, it's a positive disruption. I don't see it as something that you're not going to, I mean, it's no fun to go through it, but in the end, it's something that's positive for you, right? Face your adversaries. So whatever that might be for you. And I'm looking here. Okay, so again, 2 3s on the table. Look up number 33. I'm seeing if I missed anything else here numerologically. I don't believe I have. So yeah, Virgo, I mean, I feel like this disruption, even though it's a disruption, the placement of that card this week means that you're wrapping something up, it's an ending, and you're moving towards, and it is disruptive, but it's like a limited disruption. It's a disruption for a few days, maybe even the week. It maybe even run into next week, but it's a thing that needs to happen so that you can move forward in a positive way. So it's almost like it's a happy disruption, if that makes sense. So Virgo, I really appreciate your time here with me today. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a message down below. Let me know, what was your disruption this week? What came up? Did any of you end a job and go to a new job? Was it anything in this reading that resonated for you? Just be interesting for me to know. So if you like to give that kind of feedback, I would really appreciate that. Also, I do post weekly readings. Come back next week and we'll see if this energy, if the story kind of continues on or if there's something completely new here for you. Also, again, if you like my reading style, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel, but most importantly, it will help you find me next week. So, Virgo, thanks so much. Good luck with this, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.